It was my graduation day, the one moment I worked years for. Then my pregnant sister stood up in front of everyone and accused me of seducing her husband. The party went silent. But what she didn't expect was that her husband had a secret of his own. Last Saturday was supposed to be one of the happiest days of my life. I had just graduated from nursing school, something no one else in my family had ever done, and my parents threw me a big celebration at their home. Friends, relatives, neighbors, everyone was there to recognize my achievement. It was a moment I had worked years for, balancing school and a part-time job, pushing through sleepless nights and self-doubt. My sister Emily showed up with her husband, Dennis. She was 8 months pregnant and looked glowing, or so I thought. She even helped our mom decorate and smiled warmly when I greeted her. For once, I let myself believe that Emily wasn't going to make this about her. I should have known better. The accusation. The party was in full swing. Guests were laughing, congratulating me, enjoying the barbecue my dad had cooked since dawn. I was chatting with some friends near the patio when I noticed Emily approaching, and something in her eyes made my stomach drop. She stopped in front of me and loudly accused me of flirting with her husband, Dennis. Her words echoed through the backyard. The party went silent. "You've been throwing yourself at him all night," she shouted. "You're jealous of my marriage, and you can't stand that I'm happy while you're single." I was stunned. I had barely said a word to Dennis all evening. Just a polite hello. She pointed at me, screamed that I was a bitter, lonely woman trying to sabotage her family, and started crying. It wasn't just anger. It was theatrical, public humiliation. I tried to reason with her. "Emily, you're making a scene. This isn't true." But she kept escalating, insisting I was touching his arm and laughing too much at his jokes. The truth comes out. That's when Dennis finally broke his silence. "Enough," he said, his voice shaking. "You want to talk about betrayal? How about the fact that this baby might not even be mine?" Everyone gasped. My parents rushed over, horrified. Dennis pulled out his phone and started reading text messages between Emily and a man named Randall. Explicit, romantic messages. Plans to meet in hotels. Fears about the pregnancy. Discussions about whether or not to come clean. Emily tried to snatch the phone out of his hands. She screamed that he was twisting the story, that he was trying to embarrass her. But it was too late. Breaking point. I lost it. After years of Emily hijacking birthdays, weddings, and family dinners with dramatic stunts, she had finally destroyed my one moment. I shoved her. She stumbled back and grabbed a table. I grabbed her arms and shouted, "You're a selfish liar. You can't stand anyone else being happy for once." She hit me. I slapped her back. We got into a full-on fight, hair pulling, yelling, in front of our family, friends, and neighbors. My dad and uncles had to drag us apart. My mom cried, asking what was wrong with both of us. Emily, still sobbing, clutched her belly and screamed that I was trying to hurt her unborn baby. I wasn't. I didn't even go near her stomach. I was just furious. Dennis stood nearby, watching. When my dad pulled me away, Dennis looked at Emily one last time and said, "I'm done. Find your own way home." Then he left. Aftermath. The party ended instantly. Guests made excuses and left. My parents stood frozen, devastated. Emily called a friend to pick her up. While waiting, she cried and said we were ganging up on her and that I had always envied her life. I stayed behind and helped clean up. My parents couldn't understand how things had spiraled so fast. But for me, this was years in the making. The history of Emily's behavior. Emily's always needed to be the center of attention. As kids, she'd fake being sick on my birthday, so the focus would shift to her. If I had friends over, she'd cry about being bullied so our parents would comfort her instead of letting me enjoy time with others. Her tactics grew more dramatic with age. She announced her engagement at our cousin Megan's wedding reception. She revealed her pregnancy at our grandmother's 80th birthday dinner. Every time someone else had a milestone, Emily found a way to make it about herself. I tried to talk to our parents about this. Every time, they dismissed it. "She's just emotional. She's excited about her life. Don't be jealous. Be supportive." They wanted to preserve the illusion of family harmony, even if it meant invalidating my feelings. Finally speaking up. For days after the party, I sat down with my parents and said what I had never dared to say before. "You let Emily do this for years. You made me pretend like we were a happy family while she created chaos. And now this is on you too." They were stunned. My mom cried. My dad said they treated us equally. But I explained, equality isn't ignoring toxic behavior. And protecting Emily all these years had taught her she could do whatever she wanted. I told them I wouldn't attend any family events if Emily was present until she publicly apologized to me and to everyone who attended the party. She needed to own up to the lie, the family's decision. My parents discussed it for an hour. When they came back, they agreed. Emily was banned from future family events until she made a full, public apology. They'd call her. They'd also contact the guests and explain that they didn't condone her actions. My mom even asked for the contact info of some of my college friends so she could personally apologize. Emily's reaction. When they called Emily, she broke down crying. She said she was 8 months pregnant and abandoned, and they were punishing her for being emotional. She blamed pregnancy hormones. She claimed Dennis had been distant and cold, and that she thought I was flirting because she was insecure. She said the affair being exposed was his fault, not hers. My parents were firm. Her emotions didn't justify a false accusation and a public meltdown. She hung up. More fallout. The paternity test. A few days later, Dennis requested a paternity test. Emily had no choice. The results? The baby wasn't his. Emily called our parents sobbing. Dennis had kicked her out and filed for divorce. She had nowhere to go. She asked to move back in. What I said about her moving home. My parents asked how I'd feel if she came home. I told them the truth. I don't want her homeless, especially not with a baby. But I'm not ready to see her. Let her stay for now. But she still owes an apology. And if she uses this to manipulate you, I'll walk away again. They agreed. She could stay until 6 weeks postpartum. No more. No excuses. A baby, a divorce, and more lies. Emily gave birth to a healthy baby girl, Grace, 3 weeks later. Dennis showed up at the hospital, but made it clear, no parental involvement. Their divorce was finalized months later. Dennis kept the house. Emily got a small settlement. Emily never apologized. She never admitted she was wrong. 1 year later, Emily never moved out. She still lives with our parents. She works part-time. My parents, both in their late 50s, are basically raising Grace. They even filed for legal custody, citing Emily's ongoing depression. The baby's biological father? Randall, a married man with kids, refuses to acknowledge paternity. He's fighting a court order to avoid child support. My parents are overwhelmed. They love Grace, but they're tired. They told me privately they never imagined raising another child in their 50s. Where I stand, I visit occasionally to help with Grace. I contribute financially when I can. But my relationship with Emily is frozen. We speak only when necessary. Polite, civil, but cold. She sees herself as the victim. Still, final thoughts. Emily's choices destroyed her marriage, shattered our family image, and overshadowed the proudest day of my life. Grace is innocent. She deserves better, and I'll be there for her, always. But I won't pretend what happened didn't matter. Some wounds need truth, not time, to heal.